Hello and welcome to Java Programming for Beginners. Today we are going to look at simple Java program in which we'll learn about objects, classes, class members, functions, and access modifiers. So in object-oriented programming, we design our program using objects and classes. Class in Java is a prototype, template, or blueprint for the objects. It defines the behavior of the objects. Objects, on the other hand, are instances or entities created from the class. Let's consider the example of animals. Animals like dog, cat, tiger, all fall in the category of animals. So here, animal will be the class, and dog, cat, tiger, lion will be the objects of the animal class. Okay. Objects have three characteristics: state, which is the data of the object, then behavior are the actions or behavior that can be done with the objects, and identity. Each object should be uniquely identifiable by the classes. So similarly, classes contains below members. So in classes, we have fields to represent the state or characteristic of either class or object. Method, which are actions or behavior for the objects, or it could be for the class. Constructors, these are used to initiate the object properties or fields of that class. Classes may have nested nested classes or interfaces. So let's create our first class and use its properties in IntelliJ editor. So here I have already created a class main and one public static void main method in it. So now let's create one animal class. So we go to src, we go to new and we create Java class. We type animal, the class name, we select class. Here we first of all we need some property. So animal have let's say int number of legs as a property, and then we have color. Then we can have int weight, and we may have sound. So I have these four properties. Now these are four properties or characteristics of the animal, which represent that state of that animal or some characteristic about that animal. So in order to access these, these properties by default are not visible to uh, another animal. So we have to make it private. We'll soon see. We are going to see what are these access specifier. Okay, by default these are private. Now, in order to create access this variable outside of this class, we need to generate getters and setters for that class. So here we are going to use shortcut in IntelliJ. We are going to use this alt insert, or you can use the generate option when you do right click, and here you will see getter and setter. So I'm going to select this. Here you need to select the elements which the character is the member function fields for which you want to create getters and setters. I'm going to select all properties members, and I'm going to click on OK. So IntelliJ is going to create methods for you. Now these methods are this is a access specifier which is going to be public, since we need to access this from the outside. This is a return type of that method, since we are returning integer number of legs, which is of type integer. This is method name, and this method takes no parameter. So this is how we write method in Java. Similarly, if this is a setter method which sets the number of legs for that animal. Here you will see access specifier is public, method return type is void, and it takes parameter integer. This method, whenever we are going to call an object, we are going to pass this parameter from the outside. So we are going to see it now how we are going to use this method. Okay, let's go to main, and we are going to create now object of this class. So let's create. To create object of that class, we first create object reference on left hand side, which looks like this. Variable name, we created variable name as a dog. So now we have created object reference name dog of type animal, and we will be creating now object animal. Okay, now this dog right now has no property set, so we'll be creating one. So let's create first of all number of legs for the dog. We know it's 3. Then it's a set number of legs 4. Then we create color as let's say brown. Then we create another property that is set weight. Let's say 25, and then we create sound as Bobo. So dog makes noise like Bobo. Okay. Now how? So this you can see we have created object of animal class, and inside that we have set the state of that object like number of legs, set color, set weight, and set sound. Now we can create another object of this type class type animal like cat, and we can create all new properties like this. Okay. uh, so yeah, so here we are going to set properties like this: set number of legs, again 4, and set sound, let's say meow. Okay. Now so you can see like uh, these are the, so this is you can see like we have this class animal and we have created two objects, one is dog and one is cat. Each of these objects have their own property. So if you want to print the property of any of the object, we can simply access them using the getter method like this. So dogs makes a noise like dog.get sound, and similarly we can say cat makes a noise like cat.get sound. So we are calling getter method here, and that method returns string. Let's see what it is going to return, what it is going to print. So it should print dog makes a noise like Bhava and cat makes a noise like meow meow. Okay. So this is object oriented programming. So what we learned here is how to create classes, how to create private data members or fields. These are field members, and these are member functions. So setter methods, getter methods. So these all are actually used to access this state. There can be some other functions which are actually actionable on this animal. Okay. So maybe to fork or destroy some kind of any action which is applicable on animal, that can be a part of this class, and it should be a public. Now let's learn more about this private and public. So let's go back to our slides. So public access modifier, as we have seen for our class, public class main or public class animal, or it was we have seen for even our public static void main method, or we have seen right now some of the access methods here. Those were public methods, right? Getter method and setter methods. So what this public means is this method, once we declare that method or class as a public, this method is accessible by all classes when we use public in our application. Whereas opposite to that, when we use private, this private access modifier makes sure that this field will not be visible to outside of that class. Okay, so that's the reason we created all fields as a private, because we don't want them to get access like this dog dot sound, something like that, this variable, right? Sound. So here this is not allowed, right? Sound, you can see error here, sound has a private access, right? So this is not allowed. So this is also called as encapsulation, where we are encapsulating private properties of the animal, and we are providing some secure way, like providing these getters and setters to access this some of the private variable. We may want that we want to keep some variables as a private. We don't want them to get access from the outside. We don't want them to get access. So that is also fine. So third access modifier. So we have seen public, private. The last two we haven't seen. We'll be seeing them in next sessions. Let's learn about them. The protected is class whenever we are going to learn inheritance. Then we are going to learn more about this protected. Then and last is default. Whenever we are going to learn about packages, that will be in next session only. We'll come to know about default. So another example of classes could be students. So you can try it on your own. Where in your class you will have number of you will have many students. You can create class students. You can identify the properties like name, age, address, and phone number. This kind of properties you can identify, and you can create the object of students for each of the student, and you can populate the property. We are going to see now what is the constructor. So in Java, whenever you want to instantiate, we have seen like this. We instantiated this dog and cat the object using setter function. There is another way we can instantiate this object, and for that we use constructor. So again, we provide public access to the constructor. We can always write private also, and we don't write return type. We write name of the class, and we follow method syntax only. We don't provide return type. All right. So this is very similar to method, but we don't provide return type to constructor. So this is my constructor. Here, what I'm going to do is provide all variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use shortcut because we are using IntelliJ. So let's make use of IntelliJ's powerful capability. We are going to right click on generate, click on constructor, and we are going to select all these 4 items, and we are going to click on OK. So this constructor is created for me. Okay. So now what I can do, I can go back to my program. Now I can directly pass all these values while creating object itself. Okay, like this. And now I don't have to call this setter method. This makes my code more cleaner, and I'm providing these properties at the time of object creation itself. Okay. Sound is meow. Yeah. So here you can also see my editor, IntelliJ also shows us the variable names so that we don't get confused which variable to use, because this sequence is very important in constructor. Accordingly, you have to provide variables whenever you are calling this. And again, get sound is going to get called. The only difference here is that initially we use setter method. Now we are using constructor. So you can have any number of constructors like this. You can have default. So by default, Java provides this default constructor. But if you are providing any of the custom constructor, then you need to provide this default constructor also. You can have constructor like this empty. Then you can have, suppose if I don't want to, let's say in case of cat, I was not interested in color. Okay, so I can skip the color here, and then so I can use here editor also. Okay, by the way, so I will skip this color, and here I can use for cat, I will skip this color. Okay, so now I have 2 constructors. So this constructor will go here. By the way, you can, if you press control and hover on any of the class, it can take me to that constructor or method. Okay, for example, here if I hover, I have pressed control, and if I hover on this method get sound, I can directly go to get sound. It makes if you want to understand the code flow, then you can use this this approach. Okay, so yeah, so that's it from this video. If you are liking this video, please share, like, share, subscribe. Thank you.